Man, I kind of wish I went live 20 seconds ago, so everyone could have heard the slurping noise, and then AJ complaining about bubbles and all sorts of stuff. We just haven't even started the show. AJ's complaining about stuff. It must be Monday. What's up, AJ?
What's up, man? How's it going? Oh, I like your little bubbly drink.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's always more fun to drink things when they make noise. All right, AJ, a bunch of news to talk about today. A bunch of cool things happening.
Hell yeah.
The people are all here trying to stay inside, escape from the summer heat. So what do you say we start the show?
Let's get right to it, my friend.
Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single MonJay, Wednesday, and 2 hours Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure, but we also care about that oral pleasure of yours. That's why I put this thing up on podcast services of your choice in MP3 format. And don't you worry, just because Friday's episode was 3 days late, I still get that shit up there eventually. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here without Parole. And this gentleman over here to my left, to your right, it's AJ from the underground PSVR. Underground.
Wow, it's so soothing. Sorry to break up the...
I'm pretty obnoxious on a regular basis, AJ, so I think people needed a break from the screaming.
Well, hello there, Brian Paul. It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see all of you cats. Happy Monday. And yes, Mondays usually suck. It is true. But we are here, Brian, to ensure their Monday sucks. Isn't that right?
Oh, so much more. Please suck it more, AJ. Suck it. Oh, that's not what we're doing.
Just a little bit less, Brian. Just a little bit less.
Bro, it's already hot in here, and you're making it so much steamier.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. We're trying to attract a new demographic, man. What we've been doing isn't working, so we're seeing if we can get the sex bots to, come subscribe en masse. It's gonna be great.
I said I was just gonna try not to yell today, but people might think I'm going lethargic or something. I'm dying.
Somebody in the chat, I guarantee you, will tell you have a vitamin deficiency, and then proceed to tell you which ones that you need, because the number of doctors we have, you wouldn't believe how many doctors we have in the chat, AJ. No medical degrees, but we have a ton of doctors. It's insane.
They still do lots of operations. They have lots of experience. Mainly sewing up knife wounds and digging out bullet holes and,
nice.
The good stuff.
Yeah. Excellent.
Erasing fingerprints,
The Game Cat, Andrew Ehrenreich with the $5 tip says, I played Underdogs and Smash Drums until my Sense controllers died and everything hurts. I'm going to go lay down and cry for a while. Have a great stream. Thanks, Andrew Ehrenreich. That's fantastic. Very glad to hear. Dude, yeah, I can't wait to get back to Underdogs. Underdogs is one that really, every time I jump in, I'm like, this is good. I'm gonna get really into this when I start spending a lot of time with it. But yeah, I can see it's quite a workout.
Yeah,
so we get it.
Pretty fun what I've played so far as well. I definitely need to play more, but you know what game I had no trouble playing? Smash Drums. Yes. Yeah. And man, he's not joking. Like some of these games they're really good cardio. Like I'm not big about VR fitness. Like I'm more of I go hiking every weekend and I lift weights, started to anyways, and a bunch of other things. So like I tend to get, but I think there is a huge benefit that we have that we can have really fun games that are active. I know less people are into that, obviously, because you just like a long day after work. Sometimes you just want to sit on the couch and play games or watch movies, things like that. But hey, it's really, really nice. The first couple times I played Smash Drums, I was getting mad cardio. I mean, my arms were like melting. So I feel your pain there. But it's super fun. It's a super fun way to get some good heart pumping that going there.
Were you going to say palpitations?
Not palpitations. No. That's more like Madison VR.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, it's important. Cardio is important, man. I knew somebody. I go on these hikes every weekend. Sometimes I do it as part of a group, and sometimes it's with doctors. And they were telling me about one doctor that I was hiking with was telling me about this guy that was like, I mean, not an ounce of fat on his body. This dude was just pure muscle, and he still had a heart attack because all he did was just lifting weights, strength training stuff. And he was young too, and it was crazy. But yeah, cardio is very important.
Yeah, and your diet's important too. Like all of this, it all plays a part. So yeah, you focus on one thing and ignore the rest, you're gonna feel it at some point. AJ, it's hot out there. It's hot out there, so I can imagine why people wouldn't want to be playing Underdogs or why they wouldn't want to be playing Smash Rooms right now, because it's already hot, and the last thing you want to do is throw something on your face and then work out in a hot room. Now, I found the solution to that though, and it actually came from Thursday's interactive chat.
Oh,
yeah, yep, and
which you were a part of, by the way.
You and I both, yes, I was a part of that. If anybody hasn't watched the only episode of interactive chat worth watching, it happened on AJ's channel.
Fair enough.
This past Thursday. Anyway,
Thank you.
But one of the games we talked about that was on sale, that you and I both said we should pick this up, we should check it out. Right? This is the game everyone's been waiting to hear our opinions on, AJ. This is the game that in the middle of summer, when everything is hot and you're sweaty and the last thing you want to do is be swinging your arms in VR and getting your palpitations up. I
don't remember what game this is.
Perfect. It's called Unhidden, Cozy Object Simulator. It was like, what was it, like 30 cents or something like that? It was a couple bucks.
It was $4.
Super cheap. And so I played the first three areas before GAMESCAST to check it out. This is why you guys come to Without Parole, for the hard-hitting reviews on the games that you care about. These are the big AAA titles that you've been dying to hear our impressions on, and we will never let you down. Here it is, our impressions of Unhidden Cozy Object. I forget what it's fucking called. Dude, it really is. Like, it's got a platinum trophy, and it's super cute, and all you do is what you can't adjust the height. All you can do is spin left or spin right and look at these environments from this height. Yeah, and you just chill out, and on your right hand you've got a list of 3 items, and those are the 3 items you're looking for right now. And you just click on them, they disappear, and another item pops up on that list. And you just keep doing this for like 5 minutes until you've found all the objects they want to give you. Then you get anywhere from 1 to 3 stars. AJ, I've only gotten 1 star so far. Deceptively difficult game.
Yes.
I don't know if you get penalized for maybe like clicking on the wrong object. Like sometimes
I think it's more of a time thing, probably, but I think it's also timed.
Yeah, I would assume that the major factor here is time. But I was clicking on the wrong object a few times because, like, what is dog bread, AJ? They're like,
yeah, that one got me. That one definitely got me for a minute.
Dog bread. Like, I don't know. Clicking on anything that might be a dog bread.
And then it said brown bread.
Yep.
And there was a brown piece of bread with a smiley face on it. And I clicked on that. That was wrong. It was brown. And then later, one of the objects came up. It said bread with smiley face. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was even one that said cloud. And I was like, kept looking up. And I was like, are there clouds? And there was just like a wooden cloud attached to the wall. And I was like, oh, listen, man, like this is not a hardcore game. This is as cozy and as casual as it gets. But man, like I don't know. It's got a platinum trophy, and it was a nice way to just kind of chill out, you know. Like here we are, we're playing a couple really big games for review right now, and really intense games. And so I think that it's nice to have this alternative where you can just kind of sit back and chill, pop some trophies, and yeah, man, we'll play something that's not going to stress you out or make you sweat.
I will admit, for as simple as it is, it was a little fun. But man, when I got in there, I mean, the AI art goes a long way here because you see the front cover of the game, then you see it's got like choose the room that you want to be in.
Yeah.
And it's got like the garage and the thing, and it's like these detailed pictures, and then you click on it and then it's just like it's like this low poly. I was like, whoa, like it was almost like shocking to me. I was like, whoa, like I was not, with all the artwork around the game and everything, I was not expecting it to look so simple and basic. But yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Like I had a little bit of fun with it, a little bit. I got it for $4, so I'm not mad about it. I think I'd still recommend this for like $2. Is that too much? Is that too stingy?
No,
or too harsh?
It's all what you're looking for, right? And I was very happy to have paid what I paid for it, and I think it's something I'll get back to. Like I want to know how difficult it is to get 3 stars in one of these things. Brian, where's your Ghost of 4 review? Don't bother me. I'm playing Unhidden Cozy Object.
Need to get this platinum trophy, man. Business. Yep. This is business. Don't take it personal.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to focus on what makes you smile. But anyway, so that was one. There were only a couple of games in the sale that neither you or I were familiar with. There were a couple that I hadn't played that you had, and a couple that you hadn't played that I had, and we knocked out most of the games in the sale that way. But a couple of games like this popped up, and I was like, oh, how have we not gotten around to even trying this?
Well, I didn't know it existed first and foremost. That's why I was like, whoa.
Yeah, if you didn't think I included this on PSVR this week, the week of release, you're out of your mind.
I usually watch those. I'm surprised I missed it. But yeah, I also picked up something else from the sale. I picked up Onirium. From the makers of Mind Labyrinth VR. I played a lot of stuff this weekend, man. Yeah, I did play Onirium to finally check that out. And it does some things better than Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams, Frostler Studios' original game.
Yeah,
it does some things better.
Game-like, right? A little more
a little bit more game-like, a little bit more exciting environments. That being said, it also does some exact same things that Mind Labyrinth did and didn't really improve on those. And so it's like, I don't know. So, you might be able to have a little bit of fun with it, but I was like mostly walking sim, like indie, low quality looking indie walking sim. And it's like, I'm good probably.
Yeah. I think the appeal here is that it's like kind of like a, like a bunch of environments that don't feel cohesive. Like there's no reason you walk through a door and you're completely someplace else after a loading screen, I think. And so it's just sort of like these random environments that are all stitched together. And so that alone makes it feel sort of Twilight Zone-y, which just feels like you're somewhere else, like some Elseworld type place. And I think that's the appeal. But like everything else, like the UI and the actual gameplay mechanics, and it feels underdone. Like even though, like, do you see the font that pops up on the screen right here? It's just like somebody just typed in something on a screen and didn't try to make it look appealing at all. So as nice as some of these environments look, from an art style, not technical standpoint, they just, even the UI just feels sloppy and messy. Yeah. So
obviously I was mostly playing Undead. Well, so that one I'd say is a shouldn't we, by the way.
Yeah, especially for the price. They keep charging too much for that.
Yeah, it's too much. If it was like $4, like Cozy, Unhidden needs to be $2 and that needs to be $4. And then it'd be much better. But obviously played a lot of Undead Citadel, beat the game, but we're under review embargo for now until launch.
Yeah, we are. Not everybody
is,
but we
not
are.
Everybody is, but we are. We're special like that, I guess.
Yeah, well, and also, listen, I don't think this is breaking embargo, but anyone who's got a review out right now, incomplete update. Review. Today we got a nice update for the game, and we'll be talking a lot more about that once our embargo lifts. So, patience is a virtue, my friends. Be patient, and you shall be rewarded.
But yeah, looking forward to talking about that. And then finally, the last thing I think I played was Maestro.
Ooh.
I finally jumped into Maestro, and this is a game that, like, a lot of people have been kind of talking about, pretty excited about. I'm like, whatever, like, I'll give it a shot or whatever. I ended up just buying it because it was like, it's already out, might as well just buy it. And let me just say, dude, Maestro is kind of freaking brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Best rhythm game on PSVR2 that's still being supported.
Yeah, the support's just beginning, I think. But dude, no, like, it is really good, like really brilliant. I do think it's a game that like anybody could enjoy, really. Like I think they got something really special here, actually. But the mechanics of, you do the tempo with the up, down, left, right, Konami code or whatever, and then you point, like it's got like the dot and then the circle ring that shrinks, and like right as it connects, you point at it, and it
doesn't
cues.
that feel good? It feels
really
powerful.
good.
You're like, and now you guys, and it's like boom, and it like lights up the whole area of that orchestra. They know what feels good. They know it feels like. I mean, I would never consider being a maestro, a conductor in an orchestra, to be a powerful feeling. But when you're getting all the motions right, and you're pointing here, and you're like raising, and you're lowering, like it's just that this is what VR does, man. This is what VR does. I don't feel that power in Smash Drums. No offense. I know you love it. I know everybody here loves it, and I don't forget that feeling in Drums Rock. No offense. I know you love it. I know everybody here loves it. But like, Maestro gives me that same very fucking cool feeling that Beat Saber did the second I got in there the first time, and I'm like, oh, this is It just makes sense, and it feels good.
They explain everything. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. But they explain everything pretty well. I think there was only one part that took me a minute, but it lets you retry it until you get it right. Because you're also doing like the hand up and hand down and all these different gestures. And as Smith, what is up, Smith in the chat asks, says hand tracking is so good in Maestro. Okay. I thought he was actually asking if the hand tracking is good.
Yeah, what's your experience? Because I had mixed results, but also like I haven't had the greatest results for hand tracking regardless. So I think I might need to work on my lighting a little bit. How's it working for you over there?
So my advice, turn off your controllers. I don't know if you did that or not.
I did not.
Turn them off.
Okay.
And the hand tracking might be the best hand tracking I've seen so far on PSVR2. It is, I mean, I can't think of anything other than perfect. Like, I haven't played it a bunch yet, so keep that in mind. I've played a couple songs on it. But so far, the hand tracking is absolutely perfect. And whether you play with controllers or with hands, I think is interchangeable. They're both extremely fun. You had mentioned this on Thursday's show, that you really like the haptics, everything. Yes, the haptics feel so good. But I did take that off, and I got my little without parole pen and I was using the old school without parole pen as my little baton. Yep, that one right there. I've got a bunch behind me in the Moss Cup. Dude, it felt so good. The pointing, the gestures, all the things, the hand movements, the movement of the tempo. This game, again, I think is so far what I've played so far. I am really impressed, and I think it's incredibly special so far. Super fun.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of the track selection and how good how difficult it gets. Because right now I'm playing on easy. I'm just basically making my way. I finished the tutorial and very little else, and I'm already loving it. So this is.
I think I need to unlock some stuff for the Duel of the Fates, because I was like so antsy to do that. The Star Wars DLC.
Yeah.
I was like really antsy to do that, but it had like an hourglass, so I think I have to play a little bit more to unlock it first.
Oh, okay. I was able to play it. I think. Wait, were you able to use the lightsaber right off the bat? The mini lightsaber baton.
I don't think I swapped through the lightsaber or the gloves yet.
Okay. All right.
No, yeah. I just played a couple levels.
That's when the hand tracking really starts bothering me with the light baton, because I don't know what it thought I was doing, but the baton, it kept extending and retracting while I'm trying to do the thing, and it's like poof. And so yeah, again, I've obviously got some issues to work through with my hand tracking or my lighting or something, but I will experiment with it. I've got to deal with a couple of bigger games for review, and then hopefully I'll find time to get back to it, because I am really enjoying this one. I think I'm gonna end up sticking with it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'll definitely try to. And a lot of these songs, like, they're kind of ones that you'd hear nowadays, and like, you've heard them a billion times, and they're kind of boring now, maybe. But when you're the one kind of conducting the orchestra and everything, like, it really brings back these songs in a new light and is really cool. I like that about it, because I was a little worried at first. I'm like, a bunch of royalty-free public domain music or whatever, and I was like, but it worked really, really well, and there's some good songs on there. And yeah, man, this is a good thing. This is really, really good. So in my limited time with it so far, Maestro is a strong should we. It is super cool.
Yeah, big time. Also, I was concerned about the music selection too, but I randomly jumped ahead and hit some like rap song. I was like, what? There's way more going on here than meets the eye. I was like, I'm glad there's going to be some diversity in the track selection. So I'm excited, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, really cool.
Mountain Man Gaming says it's no Audica, but it's one of my favorite rhythm games in VR. That's how I feel too, man. Like Audica, I think Audica and Beat Saber are just like the two top tier rhythm games. Everything else is great, but
I was not the biggest fan of Audica. I liked it at first, and then I never really got to like those next challenging things because I just wasn't having enough fun to want to make it more challenging. So I had a little bit of fun with it, but I didn't think it was like the greatest thing ever or anything.
I went the complete opposite direction so frequently. I think this is why I stopped doing first impression live streams, is because so frequently when I start a game, like the first hour, I'm like, I don't like this at all, right? And I thought Audica was so boring for the first, couple hours that I played. And then the further I got into it, the harder it got, the better I got at it. And man, it just starts feeling so good. And that's how I am for a lot of games. If you ever hear me talking about the first hour of a game and I sound negative on it, just give me time. Like if I get back to it, it's more likely than not, I'll probably start appreciating it more the more I play.
Well, it's hard to tell, man. Like first impressions aren't as useful as you'd think because the game can change so much, and either for better or worse. And so it's tough, man. It's really, really tough. You could be like, oh, this is great at first, and then all of a sudden, bunch of game-breaking bugs, and it's like, oh, well, this was going great. Now it's a not playable skip. So it's tricky, man. That's why we got to do our due diligence and thoroughly play through everything, explore everything in the game as much as we can. So
big time.
Yeah,
big time. AJ, did you see there's an update for Lo-Fi? Shockingly, an update for Lo-Fi. Was not a lot of people thought that this was going to be vaporware, and that Lo-Fi was just gone and we'd never see it. And then out of the blue, over on their Kickstarter page today, we got an update. You read through this?
I did see this update because of the thumbnail of this video, and I was like, oh. Lo-Fi got some kind of update. Okay.
I'll be damned. All right, let me bring up the Kickstarter page and we can read through this
I came here to learn, Brian. I don't know about you. I came here to learn something.
Let's see if this works. Oh, good. It did work. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up here so I can read through it. All right, so their most recent update came today. And they said partnership with Titan One Studios. So the last time we spoke, we were looking for partnership and funding opportunities to get Lo-Fi out the door and into your soul. Those prayers were almost immediately answered in connecting with Titan One Studios, a fellow Canada-based cross-media developer and publisher. Check them out here. No thanks. We're working closely with the amazing team at Titan One Studios to bring a public demo of Lo-Fi to Steam this summer, likely early to mid-August. The demo will be a vertical slice of gameplay centered around the club district and the precinct 303, where you'll be able to choose and recruit a number of companions, tour the local establishments, meet the locals, and likely encounter deep conspiracies, corruption, and a few fun surprises. Let's pause there, AJ. It feels like about 5 years ago, the last time I heard anyone talking about actually playing this game. And at that point, it was more of just this kind of really beautiful open world to walk around in and explore, but there was not really anything to do.
Yep.
So I think this is really an important statement that he's making here. Blair Renaud is saying that the game, the demo that you're going to be seeing later this year is going to be a vertical slice. And I think most people at this point are familiar with the term, but really it just means it's a small portion of the game that plays like the final version is going to play, right? So we're going to actually finally see how, what the actual gameplay elements are like. Like, what's the inventory? Is there, what's the progression system? What is, it's going to give us a smattering of all of those things or anything that's included in the game. And so I think this is going to be the first time anyone's going to understand what the gameplay of lo-fi is actually like. Agree?
Yeah, I mean, that's good to hear because that's going to be a problem if there's no game.
Yeah.
Like, as cool, like we said before, like VR, of course, a lot of people are into it for the technology of it, which is great, but we're gamers and we want that awesome technology to play our games with. And yeah, so it's a nice little update, I guess. It sounds very like story narrative driven, kind of like, character driven elements here. Maybe I missed something, but I didn't hear much about actual like gameplay, but it certainly sounds like some kind of game mechanic.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I don't think you missed anything. Whether the gameplay has been fully overhauled or implemented or whatever, we're going to find out when this demo goes live. That's the important part, is we're going to finally know what the final version of lo-fi is going to be like. But it's been so long, AJ. This game looked beautiful 5 years ago, and so we're about to find out like what's been happening and exactly how much love's been going into the game for all this time.
Yeah, and how much time they've been spending on it as well, working on it.
And I think Blair's been pretty transparent about the fact that he's not a coder, he's not a programmer, like he's an artist, right? And so he's been relying on other people to like volunteer their time and like work with him or not get paid very much in order for this game to kind of be pushed across the finish line. And that's why this partnership that we're talking about right now with Titan One Studios is so important, because finally he has this constant funding and probably a full-time at least a couple. I'm assuming a couple full-time people working on this to get it across the finish line finally. But it is pretty crazy. Didn't we see a trailer for this saying that it's going to be up by?
I have like 5 videos from like 5 years ago saying 2022 coming to PSVR, 2023 coming to PSVR, 2024 coming to PSVR 2.
Well, no. See, unlike so many other games that keep like pushing the delay back or pushing the release date back and delaying it, I thought that we've only ever gotten one release window for lo-fi, and I thought that's why it was such a big deal, because they've been saying, "Oh, we promise it's coming, Then finally, there was like, I think was it on the official PlayStation YouTube channel where we get a lo-fi announcement trailer for PSVR 2, and it was actually PSVR 2 branded, and at the end of it said coming late 2023 or something like that, and it was like, holy shit, like that's been, by the time this thing comes out, it'll have been 2 years since the initial promised release date. But as far as I know, there was only one of those. Maybe the chat can help us out. I'll have to look through and look at all the trailers that I have too, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was promising things the whole time. However, AJ, this is just the beginning, so let's continue reading. Where do we end up? Here it is. The game is, of course, still VR first with all the considerations that entails, but we are shifting focus slightly for this demo to ensure the game is up to the standards of desktop PC and console markets. The focus shift is imperative to ensure the success of the game in the current, let's say, downturn in the high-end VR space. The hope is that the demo will bring some attention to the wider gaming community and allow us to get the funding we need to crush all the things. So this isn't the funding that he needed. He said he still needs additional funding. So that's important too. He says, before reading on, I want to ensure you, dear reader and or backer, that lo-fi is my top priority and that everything listed below is in service of making lo-fi the best it can be, and that your love and support is deeply appreciated and will be rewarded. Thanks again for your patience and understanding. He starts talking about other cool projects. And that's great. But it definitely sounds like maybe not a good idea to talk about this stuff, because even though he prefaced it by saying, don't worry, lo-fi is still our top priority, anything else he talks about now is going to sound like it's taking time away from lo-fi, which is like, dude, just get that done and then talk about this stuff. But we can keep reading, I guess. We can see what else he's working on. He says, while we're working diligently to bring lo-fi together, I've been brought on to some other exciting projects with Titan One Studios as their Director of Awesome. Yes, that's the actual title they've given me. These projects aren't only helping keep the lights on. I'm just gonna keep reading and pretend I didn't hear that. These projects aren't only helping to keep the lights on and the ramen flowing, they're also dope as fuck, and I'm proud to put my name on them. Listen, this is Cat Assassin is the thing I'm looking at here. What the hell is Cat Assassin? First announced last week at XP Summit 2025 is Cat Assassin, a cat-like parkour stealth action game featuring Dave Bautista from the writer of Stray in 12 minutes. If you have a keen eye, you might recognize the art style and the image above from yours truly. Okay.
So director of awesome. So is that another word for like the door greeter at the studio? You should have aimed higher, Blair. You should have went for like CEO of No Pants.
I feel like the more I read, the more
Dream
confused
big.
I'm getting about how this is all going down.
Dream bigger.
Watch out for the Steam page and the gameplay trailer soon. I have my hands all over this one and can't wait to share more about it. In October 2024, I was playing a lot of Diablo 2, as one does when thinking about the current state of the games industry and where franchises and companies we love started to go wrong. And I keep hearing the same thing from other fans of the game. I really loved the horror vibe of the first 2 Diablo games. The horror, it echoed in my mind. Why is it that we stick to these same old fantasy and sci-fi tropes in the genres we love? Why isn't there a horror action RPG? So I made one in like 3 weeks, complete with a full game design document and a Steam page with much help from the folks at Titan One, of course. So check out the Steam page and trailer at The Horror.
Can you do that and put it in lo-fi, please?
Well, he's got another game. It's called Love is a Roguelite, or Liar for sure. It's tactical turn-based deck builder set within procedurally generated love story. Yes, you read that right. It's very cool. We'll be showing off more of it soon as well. I'm just making it pretty.
Yeah, you're right about the way that was prefaced, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad he said it, but it's like, man, he's like, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 other games or 3 other games. Doesn't matter. It's a lot of other games. 4 other games. Yeah. Listen, I'm still hopeful. And it sounds like, obviously Blair's got a lot of love for VR. He's a very passionate person in making this stuff, and he's claiming that all these extra projects are in pursuit of helping lo-fi get funded and out the door. And sometimes you just got to hustle and do what you got to do. So I'm going to remain optimistic until I can no longer remain optimistic. Blair, we wish you the best. We hope everything goes well. And if it means lo-fi getting on PSVR2 sometime before the end of the generation, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think at worst it ends up being a really cool tech demo, which would suck, but I mean, it'd be better than nothing. Looks beautiful. Looks like an awesome world. As a big Blade Runner fan and cyberpunk sci-fi fan, yeah, it's like, of course I want to be in that world. It seems like one of the best fits for, one of the coolest fits for VR that I could be in.
Yeah. I've got the trailer for what I know, the only PlayStation VR2 official PlayStation VR2 trailer and release window trailer playing right now, and god damn, this thing looks beautiful. And I'm patiently waiting for the end of the trailer where it's going to tell us what the projected release window is. Could it really be the end of 2023? Is that really what this thing said?
I don't remember. I just know he's always said, like, yeah, it needs to come out this year, or, that's what he said last year, was that they needed funding and that the game had to be basically finished by the end of the year because they're out of money. And
oh, right.
And it just keeps changing constantly. So it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, even the things they're showing in this, and some of it I remember like Dave Station having played and talking about, and I watched his video on it.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's like a hovercraft where you can like go and land in different districts of the city. So it felt like very open world in that sense, even though I know that like I think it's like just kind of considered open area because you can't just like walk from one end of the city to the other. Wishlist now. Oh, coming when it's done, 2023. That's what it says with the PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 logos at the end. So I guess half of that statement was correct.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, the hovercraft and then the police vehicles on the ground. It's like it's so different types of the vehicles is crazy, and the first person shooting elements are crazy, and the animations I've seen of the NPCs and the attackers and stuff just look incredible. This is it's got the look of a AAA game, and so like now it just needs to have the feel of one. It doesn't even see. Am I asking for more because it looks so good? Is that the problem? It's like it looks like a AAA game, so I want it to play like a AAA game. Like if this ended up being as shallow as, say, like, you know, like nothing against Alien Rogue Incursion, but in Alien Rogue Incursion, you're generally doing one thing, right? You're just trying to get from place to place and killing xenomorphs as you go. If it had like that level of like simplicity to it, like
why you got a dog of an Alien Rogue Incursion like that?
Because I like to be honest, AJ, when I talk about it.
It was the first thing that came to your head is all.
I was going to say Metro, and then I thought I was going to get roasted if I said that. Metro is definitely deeper than Alien. It was I don't know. If it had the depth of Subside, AJ, a game that I love and gave like a 9.5 out of 10 to. I love Subside. But like, what?
Did you give it that high of a score?
Something like that. It was a 9 something. And I love it. And I would totally go back to it if there was DLC for it. So, but you know, as far from a gameplay perspective, it's just a lot of exploration and slowly unlocking new little tools and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
just giving you shit.
I know.
It's what we do because we're friends.
You can tell when I'm nervous when I go into a higher octave. I know.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I'll be looking forward to the next update a year from now.
Same, and I really, you know, and I think expectations are going to end up coming down to price of this thing, right? Is it going to be a $30 game? Is it going to be a $50 game? Because that as good as it looks, that's great. You know, you love a good looking game, AJ, especially in VR. And so if it turns out to be beautiful in VR, but you know, lacking gameplay, I think the price becomes a big factor on that.
Yeah, I just hope by the time it comes out, like, you know, I just hope that they're actually working on it. That's the big thing. That's my big worry. I'm being serious. Like, I hope that they're actually working on it, making progress. Obviously, he needs help. He needs like to make these things in order for that to happen. But that's the frustrating thing about following every little bit of game development. Sometimes is like they can announce something and all they've done is like agree on the contract that they will develop it, and then it's like. You wait forever and then you get a tiny little game and it's like, well, yeah, it's because this wasn't like worked on the entire time. That's a big X factor for me in terms of game development is how much is the game actually being developed right now? And I'm not really calling them out. I'm calling out like other studios that I've seen do this. And and yeah, as long as it's like Zing is the best example of like how to do it. Like if you're gonna take 6 years to make a game with 3 people or whatever it is, then it's like when I get in the game, it's like, oh, I want to feel like, oh, they've been working on this for 6 years. They've been making this for 6 years. This isn't like it just took 6 years to get out the door, and then by the time it arrives, it feels like a last gen game. It's like, no, they've been working on this.
Yeah, I mean that's huge, right? Because you know you look at Arcane Age, you look at how great that game turned out, and that wasn't a 6 year, right? 4 year dev cycle with like, you know, mostly 2 people at the helm, and they gradually added 2 more people. It happens, you know. But also we have to remember that, you know, when you have somebody like this, we could also be talking about a person or a team that is doing this in their spare time, right? VR is so small, man. It's like, and so sometimes like. You know, when you're making your VR game, you're still working your full-time job and you're doing this on the side. And so we've got to allow for those kind of provisions, allow for those kind of exceptions, and say, hey, you know what? Sometimes game takes fucking 10 years to make. Then it takes 10 years to make because you're doing it in your spare time. If you're working 60 hours a week on it and it takes 6 years to make, I think that's a different story. I'm not judging either way. I'm just saying it's like I'm just saying that everybody's story is different, and we have to sort of remind ourselves of that sometimes. Also, the Virtual Resistance is the new AJ. He says, this game is not coming to PSVR2. I bet a pizza. Or it doesn't. All right. I'll take that. I'll bet you a dozen pizzas, Virtual Resistance. 1 dozen pizzas. That this comes to PSVR2. I'm not saying what year.
How does that make him me? The new me?
Oh, because, dude, you're so negative.
I am Captain Optimistic over here, okay?
Like Undead Citadel's never coming to PSVR 2. I'm calling it now. The next week, you're like, I never said that. I think you've also said that about lo-fi in the past.
I've definitely said that about games in general, because there are a lot of games that they announce it for PSVR or PSVR2 and then they never come. Folio Dear Father says hello, by the way.
I was just gonna shout that
out. That's one of my pizzas right there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll give you that one, man. I'll give you that one. I was convinced Folio Dear Father was coming out.
There was like 5 others, Brian. That was just the most popular one.
It didn't even turn out to be good when it got to PC. Never mind the PSVR port. Folio Dear Father. Holy crap!
I know. No, it just happens. Like, I hope this comes to us. I hope it actually comes out, but I'm done holding my breath. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm going to focus on other things.
Yeah, because there's plenty of games that actually are coming out.
Yes,
plenty of games that are actually coming out. Hey, everybody, make sure you pay attention. Elephant Trap in the chat is giving away a badminton VR key for North America. I saw you win that. I saw you win that on Twitter, and I was like, oh, good, Elephant Trap got it. But I guess he already owned it. Good for you, and thanks so much for what's the expression? What's the Haley Joel Osment movie about being a good Christian boy?
I see dead people.
Pay it forward. No? You didn't see Pay It Forward? Don't you like to cry when you watch movies, AJ?
How old was Haley Joel Osment in this?
Was
he still a kid?
He was still a kid. I think it was the next movie after Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
I was going to say The Sixth Element. That's a completely different movie and not the right title.
Best movie ever.
It really is the best movie ever.
Dude, The Fifth Element. Oh, what a good.
Yeah, what a great PlayStation 1 game. It's terrible. It's so bad.
I always confuse that with Apocalypse, starring Bruce Willis.
Me too. I always get those games confused. Yeah, and Apocalypse was underrated.
And it was like basically the Fifth Element in VR. I mean, not in VR. It was the Fifth Element third-person shooter. Also, fun little Easter egg. There is a System of a Down billboard. There's like a GIF of a System of a Down and their music's playing in that game. And also a band called Snot, which 5 of you maybe have heard of Snot. They're like an aggressive rap funk metal band. Really good, actually. R.I.P. to the singer. Yeah, little Easter eggs. Now you know. There's your PS1 Des Nuggets for the day.
And if you didn't know, I got there's some Easter eggs for Survive on PSVR 1 and PSVR 2. All of the graffiti in Survive just says fucking Coldplay.
Really?
It's like, okay, we know what the developer's favorite band is. Thanks, guys. It's like, it's not even like a bad, like Coldplay's fine, right? They're a good band, but they're not like a badass band that you'd be spray painting graffiti of. Like, that's crazy. Anyway. All right, man. Let's talk about a game that's actually coming out this week, and that's coming out this week by surprise. People have been asking about the release date of this one. People have been wanting to see more gameplay footage of it, and instead of saying, okay, here you go, they just said it's coming out fucking Friday. This is VRider SBK. This is really exciting, man.
No, even better. The PlayStation channel said, hey, this is coming Friday, and they responded, they go, hey, that's us.
Were they unaware that it's being announced today?
They probably were. Probably. I like to pretend like they didn't.
That's great. All right, we're gonna talk about VRider in just a second here, but I want to get caught up on tips. Thanks again, Elephant Trap. You're awesome for sharing with everybody. Michael Grant with the $2 says, "Remember Fifth Element level jumping on the taxis? Was that actually in the PlayStation 1 game? I mean, it must have been. I gotta say, I didn't make it too far. I did not make it too far. It was one of those games I picked up when PlayStation 1 was super dead. Like PS2 was like 5 years out already. And I picked up all these PS1 games for like $2 or $3 a piece. Like literally like 50 of them. I splurged. And that was one. So I only played like the first hour or so, and I was like, this is horrible. But I guess jumping on taxis going through the city, it makes sense for a PlayStation 1 level.
I could definitely see that. Also, PSVR 1, first of all, PS1 is never dead. It will never die. Secondly, Bruce Willis is in a lot of freaking PS1 games. Die Hard trilogy. That was really good. Dude, Die Hard trilogy.
Was his voice actually in that, or was that just a...
It sounded like him. If it wasn't him, it was like very similar.
Was his voice in Die Hard Trilogy 2? Do you remember Die Hard Trilogy Part 2?
The arcade one? I know.
It was literally just called Die Hard Trilogy 2 on PS1.
I think I found out about that way later. But dude, Apocalypse, really, really good. I never played Fifth Element. You're saying it's bad.
It's horrible.
And then Die Hard Trilogy, really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. But even though Bruce Willis wasn't in it, we can all agree that 1 was way better than any of those games.
Ooh, I don't know.
It was kind of it was Contra-like.
Yeah.
When we were getting shitty Contra games on PlayStation 1.
It was a lot better than the actual Contra game, that's for sure.
Either one of them, absolutely.
Ugh. The PS2 Contras were good, though. Shattered Soldier.
Oh, and Contra Neo?
And
was that the other one?
Neo Contra, yes.
Yeah.
I beat both of those. They were badass.
I did not beat either one, but they were both fantastic. All right, now that we've bored everyone to tears, I swear I'm bringing the retro channel back, you guys, so that we can have these conversations in the appropriate places.
Get it out of your system.
But you know what? Listen, while we've got a couple hundred people hanging out here, do me a favor. Hold on. Where's camera 2? Here? There we go. Guys, if you want me to bring the retro channel back, click the link in the description below. Subscribe to Without Parole Retro. Let me see the numbers, and if you guys want me to do some retro content, I think I need to, right? I think I need something to divide my time between here and there, and because I love like when VR gets me down, and like I don't want to put on the headset, and I just need some time away from it. My go-to thing is retro gaming, and so I think I'd like to share that with you guys and stream games over there, and maybe do a retro podcast now and again, so we can have these conversations like all the time. You guys are the right crowd for it, right? You're the right age for it. And so if you're interested, just go subscribe to the channel. Links in the description, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for attending my TED Talk.
So today, Brian, we had the awesome announcement of VRider SBK coming to PSVR2 this Friday, out of nowhere. Like an RKO out of nowhere. Bam! It's here.
It is the greatest thing ever and the worst thing ever. For you guys out there, it's great because June. Are we in June? June was already killing it. We were already getting like just a crazy number of titles in June, and we've had a pretty good month. It's been a lot of fun. It's going to continue to be fun over the course of the next week. And then this comes out of nowhere. So for you guys, it's awesome. For me, I was trying to go away this weekend, and I can't do it anymore because this is going to be some work. But I'm excited, man, because we get so few racers, and even then, so few quality racers.
Yeah.
That this is a really big deal. If they nail this, AJ, this is going to be great. I think everyone's going to be really, really excited for this one.
Absolutely. We need more racers, and this is a really big deal. This game has really good reviews and everything on the Quest side. Part of that is due to the lack of racers I hear on Quest, which suffers from the same problem that we have, but without Gran Turismo 7. But they've got like exo cars probably, and but dude, this game seems legit. And yeah, they've got a new blog post. I don't know. Did you want to read through the blog post?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want me to read it or you want to read it?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for asking. Please do.
Okay. This comes from Giovanni Bazzoni, the president, Digital Tales USA, DBA, Funny Tales.
I don't think you said his name Italian enough.
Giovanni Bazzini.
That's better. Thank you.
If you've dreamed of what it... Wait, hold on. If you've dreamed of what it might feel like to ride a superbike at full throttle, knee to the asphalt, engine roaring, speeding like a rocket with VRider SBK coming to PlayStation VR 2 on June 27th, this Friday, that dream is about to become a reality, or a virtual reality.
Whoa.
Right? Right?
Oh, you missed a good opportunity there, Giovanni Bazzoni.
VRider SBK ignites the thrill of superbike racing on PlayStation VR 2. Whether you're chasing the podium or just the thrill of the ride, VRider SBK drops you into the heart of the officially licensed Superbike World Championship. Lean into every corner and blast down straights at over 200 miles per hour, 14 real-world tracks. Including Cremona and Estoril, alongside 23 official riders. Ride 5 elite machines, Ducati, BMW, Kawasaki, Honda, and Yamaha, using next-gen gesture-based controls designed for immersive VR. Go head-to-head in global PvP multiplayer, dominate the solo tournament mode, or challenge the clock in ghost races. With its unique Simcade gameplay blend, VRider SBK delivers blistering speed, unforgiving realism, and pure two-wheeled exhilaration.
I'm kind of happy about the Simcade thing. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
Like I don't
Absolutely.
need this to be a straight up simulator, right? I don't need to worry about like all the little details that motorcycle riders need to worry. I want the sense of speed. I want it to feel incredible to race. That's what I care about the most. I just want this to be an exciting game to play. I don't care how realistic it feels.
And I feel like the gesture-based controls are really going to go a long way here in terms of like making it fun and immersive and engaging.
I mean, like steering and stuff, right? I mean,
Steering,
it just has to do with the leaning
leaning
of your head. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these bike racers, they lean like literally, he says like knees to the asphalt. Like they literally do that when they're racing and turning a really tight corner where they will, I mean, it looks like they're almost at like a 90 degree or not 90 degree, but yeah, just like almost like touching the ground, knees scraping. You really lean into it. So I imagine it's going to be a mix of this. I think I heard something about, like there's like you can turn the handle for gas. Obviously, there's a brake grip, probably the R2 button. So it'll be really interesting to go hands on with it and see how it feels. But everything from the Quest side is indicating it's pretty good.
I've played it on Quest. Were you not here for that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, listen, like when they were doing these Quest comparison videos, like last week and then again today, I think on Twitter, and like I was saying this to Miles on Friday. I love when a developer is able to show side-by-side comparisons of their game, being like, oh, here it is on this platform and here it is on this platform. And you look at both and you go, this looks fucking great no matter where you play it. Like, it's a good-looking game. We obviously get the edge here because we get a full grid of racers that Quest can't support. And I love that. You know, I even complain about Galaxy Car where we only have 6 racers. I think having the more people on the track, the better. And I think that's going to really add to the intensity of this and make it more fun.
Yeah, definitely. We've optimized the game's built different for PSVR 2. We've optimized the game with specific quality setting to ensure a stable frame rate and smooth bike control. In racing games, motion sickness is primarily caused by input lag, the delay between the controller actions and what's rendered in the headset. This is often a result of demanding physics simulations which require consistently solid frame rate to avoid discomfort.
Wait,
in the
why aren't they telling us what it is? This is a weird-ass statement. They're like, we've optimized the game with a specific quality setting to ensure a stable frame rate and smooth bike. I just scrolled down. They never tell us what the frame rate is. Like,
I thought I was going to say it next.
Right? Are they using DFR? Like, what? Like, come on, man. They're talking to the PSVR2 gamers who like know this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we've all had to learn about the stuff that we should be excited for. And so, if you've got good stuff to say, like, this is the time to say it. He's being suspiciously quiet.
Well, rest assured, Brian, it uses frame rates. In the PSVR 2 version, players can expect a range of exclusive features, including improved bike models, an animated skybox, more realistic tarmac, an animated crowd featuring flags and smoke bombs, as well as additional enhancements. This new version will also contain new enhanced buildings and props in newly polished circuits, along with fully 3D trees, grass, and terrain transitions, e.g. gravel to sand and vice versa. Cool. There's more! VRider SBK's PSVR 2 version will also feature 2 additional tracks, Estoril and Cremona, which have been added to the circuit selection. The game will support PSVR 2 trophies and offer fully customizable visual quality profiles. In the single-player game mode, up to 23 players can ride on a single track. Isn't that amazing?
It is. It is. And also, we got Mark in the chat with the $2 tip saying VRider will be 90 hertz native. Thanks, Mark.
Okay.
That's listen.
Hi, Mark.
It's a race. It's a racing game. I feel like that's super important to make it feel super fast and fluid. So that's great news.
Yeah. The computational power of the PSVR2 has allowed us to bring the scene to life and significantly enhance the realism of the race. A new rendering pipeline, compared to the initial release on other platforms, has enabled a much higher level of visual fidelity. What truly elevates the sense of presence and immersion, however, is the inclusion of 22 AI riders, representing the full championship roster. It's now a real challenge to beat them all and become the new tournament champion. The last thing they have here says, strap in, burn rubber, be legendary. This project was created with great passion and love. Some key members of the team are motorcyclists, and many bring real-life racing experience to the table. VRider SBK is a heartfelt tribute to a passion many of us have nurtured since childhood. The development team is proudly Italian. You don't say. And Italy is world-renowned for its mechanical heritage and passion for engines. We've got our fair share of wild stories, from an illegal ride on a superbike as a teenager without a license to swapping tuned bikes, all the way to our game director who keeps a garage with 3 motorcycles, one completely custom. To paraphrase a well-known book in the industry, at Funny Tales, we've poured in blood, sweat, and not just pixels, but pure bike passion. The track is yours. Own every corner.
This is great. This is great.
A little interested in seeing some of the stuff they're talking about, like the new pipeline that's been a new rendering pipeline compared to the initial release on other platforms. So there's been some updates to some of the engines we've been following. I don't know what engine this is made in. Is it Unreal, Unity? I know Unity's received some big updates. So I wonder if it's that Unity pipeline that's been updated.
It's a good question, but I mean, listen, they're saying all the right things. It's like I said, I've already played this a bit on Quest just to get the feel for it, and I really enjoyed it. So
it was fun. What you played so far?
It was definitely fun, and I only played it on Quest because I knew it was coming to PSVR2, so I wanted to get a feel for it and see if it was gonna be something I'd enjoy, and I definitely do. It is a little weird, I would say, not having. The best way to play any racing game, like Gran Turismo specifically, is like with a racing rig. I think we all agree on that. They're bulky. They take up a lot of. They've got a big footprint, right? So they're not easy to have in a small apartment like mine. And so I saw somebody in the chat at least say that they need to build a rig for this game, right? Because can you imagine having something like the old Hang On arcade machine, like where you actually sit on a motorcycle and like you're playing this in VR, like be amazing. So, but there's sort of this whole element of like, hey, I've got my controllers in my hand. I got to pretend that they're on these handlebars, right? And so maybe I don't know. I wonder if there's something you could just build where you're putting your hands on something real,
I was thinking about that. I mean, you definitely can, and honestly, it'd be something I'd be very tempted to do. Honestly. This sounds crazy, but I'd maybe actually do this. But you can go to like a junkyard, at least here in Georgia. You can go to like any junkyard anywhere, and you can find a motorcycle frame and like a body. And like, it's heavy as shit. I tried to pick one up one time. It's not light at all. You can't pick it up by yourself. But I would be, man, how cool would that be? Like, just like you said, like the arcade machines. Like, that's the best part about those is just the peripherals with those.
Ooh. Onirium, I get the name wrong. I'm sorry. It's like mountain bike handlebars. Perfect. Like you just get a mountain bike.
Yeah,
you don't even need an actual motorcycle. What are we doing?
Thank God for that. We're like so much smarter than I am. Thank you.
Mark says rocking horse. The chat's got all the answers. I love it.
Oh man.
What's up, Bam Bam in the chat says, is there multiplayer? Yeah, I mean, like I didn't misread this, right? Like they were literally saying you can play against 23 other actual players, right?
I don't want to misquote it, but I know there's multiplayer. Because when they're talking about the different number of racers, they at one point they did say players and not just PvP multiplayer, but it didn't say how many.
Okay, here it is.
I don't.
2 additional track quality profiles. Interesting. In the single player game mode. In the single player game mode, this is what I was reading. Up to 23 players can ride on a single track. Isn't that amazing? Huh.
Yeah, that's 23 AI. So I don't know. Mark, who seems to be a VRider SBK Pro, says 6-player multiplayer lobbies. It could be different with a spectator mode as well. It could be different on PSVR2, but let's just maybe start with that just to play it safe. And if it's more, great.
Yeah. No, I misread it at first, and I was thinking, oh my God, you can have that many people on the track at once, which would have been insane. But hey, listen,
absolutely.
Yeah. So when there's 6 players, I guess the big question is, if there's 6 players, does that mean there's a full grid of AI racers on the track with the 6 human players? That's the hope. Sorry, we're asking Mark a lot of questions. Who's Mark, by the way? Mark, why do you know so much about
do you work for VRider or whatever they're called?
Yeah, and if you do, fucking hit us up with some keys, because we definitely want to be playing this and get a review out for launch. Anyway, really exciting. This is great news. Again, it's one of these things that like gets announced, and then sort of like you're like, when the fuck is this coming out? Like they mention it every so often, and then do a comparison video, and you're like, what the hell? And then it doesn't just show up on the calendar. It's like, hey, not only is it coming out, but it's coming out this week. And I think there's a certain level of excitement that accompanies that. Like again, from a purely selfish standpoint, if somebody's running this channel, I want to be able to cover it properly. But I think as far as, just being a fucking straight up gamer goes, this is the most exciting way to do it.
Yeah, man, I need to buy a big ass fan before Friday. I'm going to go get me a really big fan, and I'm going to put that sumbitch right in front of me just for this game. And that's going to feel so good, having that fan blowing on you just directly. That's going to do wonders for the immersion and comfort and fun factor. That'll be super fun. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that it's like, I don't know much about bikes, but immediately when I play something like this, it does like, I like learning a little bit about it too. Like I like learning about, some of the way that they're simulated, some of the brands, the way they feel. Yeah. I know like the 200cc, 300cc bikes, anything above that, I'm like, I don't know anything beyond that. So
I know 200 and 300cc in Mario Kart. Is that the same thing?
Same exact thing. Just apply it to bicycles, to motorcycles. No, but dude, yeah, just now you got me wanting to go. Yeah, I just want to. I need the key. I want to go play this like right now.
Big time. Yeah. Super excited for this, and we got a lot of other stuff on our plates right now, and so listen, I'm just excited to be in VR, playing games I care about in VR. Right? Sometimes we go through stints where it's just like, I don't want to play this, and this is boring, and everything. No. Right now, everything on the horizon, or it's fucking shit that's happening this week is fun. So this is good stuff.
It's been a pretty fun couple of weeks actually. This whole. I don't know. The last month or two, last couple of months have been really great. And usually summer just dies. VR just like dies off, and like, nobody releases anything. And man, I'm happy to kind of get what I wish for this year. And it's like not only are there games coming out, but like at a rate that I can hardly keep up with. I just finished like 2 or 3 games, and then I immediately go to two other games, and then 2 more games are coming out this week, and like it's like, whoa, it's awesome, man. I'm definitely I've always said it's the best problem to have with all these games. I do wish they would spread out a little bit, give these games a little bit of time to breathe, and get some love, get some attention, some spotlight. But that being said, I mean, a week with like Undead Citadel and VRider SBK coming out, that's a pretty high profile week,
dude. And don't forget what Tatum says with the level 3 membership. Only 3 more days until Truck Simulator 25 VR. Let's go.
Until you discover what kind of scam that is.
Oh no, we know it's a scam.
Okay.
No. We're it's at this point it's just laughable, right? It's gonna be terrible. We know it's gonna be terrible.
What a shame, because that AI trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Tatum and I are going to play it regardless. And then I'll put out a Brian bite and tell everyone not to buy it. It's going to be horrible. But like there's some fun knowing that it's going to be terrible. So it's yeah. Just a PSVR2 enthusiast says, get your fans ready for VR Truck Simulator. Get your fucking shit shovels ready for this game, because that's what you're going to need to dig yourself out of it.
American truck driver, not VRider SBK. I'm excited to see the enhancements. I hope it's got some good enhancements, and it sounds like they have something. Like you said, they didn't really go specific with it, but oftentimes developers aren't really familiar with the things that we like to hear. But I don't know. I definitely look forward to, like you said, both the footage looked really good, and I'm hoping for some good enhancements, a good quality port of this. Yeah. And dude, I think this could be another one of those where it's like you don't even have to be into racing bikes, super bikes, or anything, and you could probably still have a blast with this. So awesome to have a brand new, different kind of racer coming to us that we need more racers bad.
These are the kind of things. These are the kind of games that we need to fill in the genres that have been missing in the PSVR2 catalog since day one. We've had a great catalog since day one, but there have just been these glaring omissions genre-wise, and this fills that in. And so that's why this makes me happy more than anything else. So it's like, all right, cool. You want some racers? You got it.
Maybe if we support this game enough, maybe we can get some Road Rash DLC.
Bro, I saw somebody in the chat say that that this game needs combat, and listen, I would kill for. Remember Monowheels? We bring this up every so often. Yeah. Remember Monowheel? It was like the super indie game where you were racing in this giant.
We tried to hold on, but they just couldn't. They tried so hard to hold on. They almost came back and came through with it, but yeah.
Almost. You had like a big hammer and shit. They were going to bring it to PSVR 1. Yeah, and they almost came back. Here, hold on. Do I have a trailer for Monowheel? Every time we bring this up. Here it is.
I don't think the officially licensed sponsors of the game would appreciate like each brand beating the crap out of each other with lead pipes and chains, though, and like baseball bats. Yeah. I don't think they'd like the image that sends.
Yeah, that's why we need a different game to give us our racing combat.
Yeah,
like Monowheels. Where are you, Monowheels? We need you now more than ever.
Maybe if this game does well enough, they can make a VR Road Rash.
Yeah, maybe. AJ, you ready to play a little 4-minute challenge?
I is ready.
All right.
Well,
you got okay. You got a game picked up and picked out, and it's up to us, me right here, and you guys out there. And we're going to figure out what game that is. We've only got 4 minutes and an infinite number of yes or no questions. So make sure you guys help me out in the chat. Suggest good questions for me to ask, and then suggest good games that it might be based on the answers we get. AJ, are you ready?
I'm ready. I do feel like there's some other new stuff we missed, but that's okay.
Probably. Yeah. It's hot as balls in here, man. Like
there was there was something that was popping up today. What was it?
Somebody posted in our news channel about a game that had already been revealed by like the India Hero project.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. Yeah, we actually knew what that was. It was the India Hero Project game. What is it called? Is it called Meteor?
Yeah, the trailers for something.
Meteoric, maybe? No, that might be a Linkin Park album.
So
Meteora.
Meteora. So this is the official teaser trailer for it right here. And it doesn't, listen, it could look cool in VR. Like, I don't know if it's an endless runner or what the hell you're doing here. But it looks pretty simple. And fortunately, sometimes simplicity yields some really, really fun gameplay. But as far as I know, whoever posted it in the news channel didn't have any updates for it today. Just that it was a new game that's on the PlayStation Store.
Showed up on the store.
But yeah, they announced this forever ago.
Yeah, don't really know much about this, so I'm not gonna have any expectations just yet. But the concept seemed like it could be a cool VR arcade game.
Yeah.
That could be cool at best, and definitely one that, while not a huge game or anything, interesting. I'm interested to see more on it and see it.
Real quick before we go to 4-minute challenge, now let's ride the game feline with a $5 tip. Says if any upcoming game needs our support, it's Firmament. 2 more already existing games, Myst and Riven, are right behind that one if it sells well. Yeah, listen, I mean, I love Cyan Worlds. I love their style of games. Myst is an absolute classic, and bringing it into VR was a no-brainer. And man, I hope Firmament sells well. I hope that Cyan Worlds considers bringing more of their games from the Quest, over from PC to PSVR2. And hopefully it turns out well. That's oh, hey there.
I haven't played Myst since like I think a Windows 95 PC.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't remember it very well. So it would be cool to revisit. But
yeah,
we do have Firmament keys, but just gotta jump in. That's some more work that we have to do.
Yeah. When it rains, it pours, man. We got basically 3 big games all coming out within a 2-week span of time. And you guys know me, it takes me about 5 days to do a review for Dig VR. Never mind like actual big games. So I'm going to be working around the clock for the next few days. Sorry, fam. I'll join you on vacation some other time.
Everyone's wondering how I'm able to wear the beanie. It's because I have air conditioning, unlike you crazy ass people.
Dude, I had to turn the AC down in order to do this without like just a ton of background noise. You just have better noise reduction than I do. Noise canceling.
I'm also HVAC certified, and I kind of worked on my own AC a little bit, so it always stays nice.
You've installed vents into the beanie?
Yes.
The beanie is a cooling unit?
There's a tube running up my back right now that you can't see.
It all makes sense. All right, man. You ready? You got a game picked out?
I do.
Let's do this then. On your mark, get Des, go. Is it on PSVR 2?
Yes.
Is it on PSVR 1?
No.
Okay. Is it PSVR 2 exclusive?
No.
Is it a first-person shooter?
Elements.
Okay. Are there puzzle elements?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If there is, it's like the tiniest, but no, I would not say it's anything a puzzle. It's definitely not a puzzle game or anything.
Okay. Is it sci-fi?
No.
Horror?
It's
creepy.
It might be a little creepy. It is technically, I think, a little bit sci-fi, a little bit horror, but okay. I wouldn't really.
Okay. Bearded Power is asking if it was released this year.
No.
Was it launch title?
No.
Is it? Let's talk about locomotion. Is it full locomotion?
Oh yeah.
Is it Doom inspired?
No.
Do you have any kind of grappling hooks?
No.
Okay. It can't be Light Brigade because it wasn't a launch title. Can't be Desperate Vladivostok because it has full locomotion. Does it have zombies?
No. Maybe zombie-like things.
Is it a roguelite? Spam?
It is a roguelike.
Okay. Does developer make PSVR 1 at least a game on PSVR 1 by any chance?
Yes.
Is there multiplayer?
Yes.
Did it have 2-player multiplayer? Now has 3-player multiplayer?
Maybe.
Is it Hellsweeper VR?
It is, in fact, Brian, released September 21st, 2023. That's not when it really came out, though. We all know that. By Vertigo Games. Oh, published by Vertigo Games. Developed by Mixed Realm Studios. Hellsweeper VR. Dude, I've been wanting to play this so bad lately, and I cannot wait. At the second I get a free moment, this is the first thing I'm jumping to. Because I'm like, now it's starting to get ridiculous. Like, I'm like, I just want to play this game, and there's so many other games that I have to get through. Yeah, man, I want to give Hellsweeper VR some love. It was my golden buzzer on our full mid-year sale walkthrough. $11.99 with PlayStation Plus. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend supporting these developers. They care about one thing and one thing only, and that is making this the best game that it can possibly be. Yeah. And they have such a passion for it. And they do some really badass updates that I think are going under the radar a little bit. I don't want to let this game slip away from us. I think it's important to keep supporting it and, let the devs know that we still care about them and we appreciate that they keep updating it and supporting it.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games that when I finally get back to it and actually review the version that I'm going to be reviewing and spending the most time with, maybe not so great for the developers, but really good that I'm going to see, the game that they intended us to play all along. The game with beautiful, stunning graphics on PSVR2, which if you played it at launch it looked horrible. I mean, it was the lowest res game I think I'd ever seen on PSVR2. Like a total embarrassment, but they fixed it and they made it look really, really good. And the locomotion system is almost the same locomotion system we had in Sirento on PSVR1, right? With the backflips and the slow motion bullet time and the switching from shooting to melee weapons all in midair. Like it's such a this is what VR is made for, man. Like this is what VR is made for. Like just to feel like an absolute badass and doing things you can't do in real life in a game in first person. So I am, very, very happy that this game has come a long way.
Yeah, if it wasn't a roguelike, this would probably be like a top 5 game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, roguelites are just, they're, I don't know. We're kind of sick of them. A little overdone, a little shallow sometimes. But this game, don't play it because it's a roguelike. Play it because the combat is like Devil May Cry in VR. It's so fantastic. And there's just like a, good reward system for it and whatnot. But the combat, man, the combat and the locomotion is something to experience. And yeah, as somebody who's Devil May Cry is like one of my favorite IPs of all time, this is like one of those like dream come true kind of games. Even if it's a roguelike, I don't even care. I'm going to look past that and just play it for the gameplay because holy shit, is that really good.
Yeah, we got so many underrated, underappreciated games on PSVR 2 because some of them launched Sirens on my end in a bad state, and we said we'll get back to you. And if there was ever a time to get back to this game, it's now. So patience, and I will get back to it. So I'm Mad Vegan in the chat say, "Fine, my cheap ass just bought it. If I puke, it's your fault."
Hell yeah! If you puke, I will buy you a PSVR Underground barf bag. I'll make one on my Streamlabs and send it to you.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you have those available? Because I would totally buy a PSVR Underground puke bag, barf bag.
Dude, you can make anything on Streamlabs. I'm sure you could make a puke bag and.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to actually tell you like you should really use that thing, but you need a Sirens on my end shirt. That's really like I want to see the Sirens on my end shirt. I think a bunch of people would love that.
I would also like a Without Parole branded urine sampler cup that you when you have like testing done at the doctors, they make you pee into the little cup. I feel like it's just not. I feel like that's so on brand for us is to have a Without Parole branded plastic urine cup.
Like synthetic urine.
No. You provide.
Oh,
urine.
Just the cup. Okay,
just the cup.
Just the cup. Yeah. We're getting some love for Housekeeping in the chat. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Devs, they really they care a lot too, man. And I know the game hasn't sold what they basically told me a long time ago. Like because they're launched, they don't think they'll ever make their money back, but they just want to continue supporting it and continue delivering the best game they can. So. And yes, Distracted, I really do have a lot of favorites of all time because I'm a 3-4 generation gamer that's played. I've played so many generations of consoles. So yeah, I have a lot of favorites and a lot of games I like. That is for sure.
I mean, we all do, right? Like, I mean, when you've been playing PSVR and PSVR 2 for as long as we have, I mean, if you've been playing video games as long as we have, right? Pretty much our whole lives. We've played thousands of video games throughout the course of our lives. I mean, it's impossible to say, oh, this is my top 3 favorites. No, you got to have like a top 100 of all time list. Even when we do the PSVR 2 debates, it's like, I don't think we can make a proper list and have it be top 25. I think the debate's got to be about the top 50. It'd be craziness. There's gonna be too many good games to leave off.
I think we could do top 30 or 40. Because again, what happens is
we're not Dick Clark.
We chop out, yes, we have to make some sacrifices, but that's how we end up with the ultimate top list.
Yeah, the ultimate top list that we left Song in the Smoke off of one time. Like, it's a 10 out of 10 game, right? It's so painful to leave these amazing games because, whatever. Anyway, at least we can free up a spot now that Beat Saber's off the list.
We'll have to go back. Some of these games we'll have to go back and play too, like Song in the Smoke. Like, I do think just because we loved it so much on PSVR 1, we do need to go do our due diligence and play it on PSVR 2, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, anything. I've played it and I know it's still great, but anyways.
Ace Gamer Cat with the level 1 membership says, please add the Hellsweeper role in Discord. Thank you, Niculo. Niculo, thank you so much for constantly dealing with Discord stuff and making sure that all the roles are there. We love you so very much. Nidogger, the Game Cat. There used to be something else. The Nidogger, the something Game Cat. I don't remember what it was, but thank you for the euro. We appreciate you. Shapeshifter, the Anomaly Game Cat with the €2 says, totally expecting Without Parole puke bag merch. I'll get on it, man. I don't know. I'm missing a lot of merch. There should be just an endless amount of merch. I'll get on that soon enough.
Yeah, Streamlabs, man. We'll get you right.
Yep. All right, man. We got to wrap this thing up, and so I can blast my AC and get to work on some reviews, etc. But man, it's gonna be an exciting week, and so everybody, make sure you're subscribed to both PSVR Underground and Without Parole. The links for AJ's channel is in the description below, because there's gonna be lots and lots of content to be excited for. I guess old Darth isn't ready for us to leave. He's with a Canadian $2 tip. He said, "Meta Xbox VR headset thoughts." We talked about this. I talked about this with Miles on Friday. It's a Quest 3S. With an Xbox logo on it. That's my thoughts. My thoughts that it feels like false advertising to some degree when people are going to think you can plug it into your Xbox and play actual Xbox VR games. The best thing about it in my book is that there's clearly a relationship between Meta and Microsoft. And so maybe, Meta's bought up all these first-party studios, or all these studios that are now first-party studios. And so, maybe they're in talks with Microsoft to say, hey, give us the IP for Halo, give us the IP for Gears, give us the IP for this or that or whatever, and we'll have one of our first party studios make a VR game based on a very popular Xbox IP. But that's as far as the excitement goes, right? It's just a 3S with an Xbox logo on it.
Yeah, I think they were advertising that you can play like Game Pass or something on it. Like,
you already can, though. You can do that on your current Quest without the logo.
Okay, but the logo, man, it looks interesting. It looks like maybe Microsoft and Meta are kind of positioning themselves against, like, Sony and Apple are kind of forming an alliance here, because now we've got the Apple Vision Pro that supports the thing. So this could just be corporations just being like, hey, I don't like you, but I don't like the other guy more, so let's work together.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Is my friend. But I look at this, no matter what this is, I look at it as a positive, because it's just more exposure, positive, marketing for VR. And while, a lot of people are going to be like, it's just a Quest with a Xbox logo on it, there's a lot of people out there that'll be like, oh, like, this is VR, I'm excited now. There's a lot of Xbox people that don't want VR that might be tempted to get into it. So I look at it as a good thing overall. But would it actually, if it's really just a Quest with an Xbox logo on it, it's like, yeah, that's not great, but okay, sure.
Again, but if it leads,
pure marketing stunt.
If they're in bed together and it leads to some licensed licensed Xbox titles down the line, then great. The more big studios that are interested in VR, the better. And honestly, I was really hoping, when the rumors first broke about this stuff, I was really hoping it was that you're just gonna be able to plug your Quest into your Xbox, and that there was going to be some kind of official Xbox support, official Microsoft support for it. That's not the case, but I think this this is one step closer to it being a reality. So, sorry, I was joking, old Darth. Hopefully, it didn't come across as rude. We love the questions. We appreciate the tips, and we're happy to talk about whatever you guys want us to talk about at any point.
This is like the end of interactive chat, or how it's supposed to be, but we had already been on for 2.5 hours, so we were like, yeah, we're gonna just go now.
7.5 hours.
Yeah, it felt like it. No, it was a lot of fun though. Thank you again. And for everyone who missed it, if anything, just go watch the ending, because like what we're about to do here, you get to see IQ the metal, and Brian actually did the Q the cat name call on my thing, and he did a good job. So go check it out. Be like, great shout outs, Brian. Great job. He even threw in some like in between comments on the names, some commentary. It was good. You've been studying. I'm impressed.
You all right? I learned it by watching you.
For 5 years.
Best drug commercial from the early 90s, if anybody remembers.
Yeah. I learned it from you.
Who taught you to do this kind of stuff? Great.
Did that have Haley Joel Osment in it?
No, I don't think Haley Joel Osment was born yet. That's crazy. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out for another episode of PSVR GamesCast Live. Like I said, a lot of great content coming up this week, so make sure you stay tuned to the channels. Make sure you get all the notification bells on, and we just appreciate, like, listen, guys, everyone who supports the channel financially, whether it be over on patreon.com/withoutparole by being a member over here on YouTube, by tipping during the show. It's all great, but we're just happy that you're here, part of our community. So if you want to be, an integral part of this community, make sure you click the Discord link down below and join us over there. That's where we hang out 24/7. That's where I fucking live. So that's the most important thing. We're happy that you're here, shooting the shit during GamesCast, helping out during 20 questions. But even if you're sitting back, watching the show, and not saying a goddamn word, we know you're out there, and we love you just as much.
Cue the motherfucking cat, the Brian. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Because I want to say, see you guys on Wednesday to Magic the Game Cat. Thank you so much, man. Meow. Right back at you. Distracted. Says, cue that MF cat, baby. Kramer 3K, the always late Game Cat. GG, guys and gals. Thank you. Chrome to the Dome Colossus says, quick, someone drop another tip to prolong the show. Nice try. You didn't say the magic word. Random Toxie, the finally back in VR Game Cat. Let's go, brothers. Has anyone under the age of 40 just missed that reference, Brian? Baby, no. Ramos, love you too, bro. Thank you so much, man. Dan Kiefer, at Game Cat goofing in virtual reality with the Wes Horns. Yes, I don't know what you were saying to him, but shout out to Wes Horns. Markio, the legendary Platinum Underground Game Cat. Have a great week as well, my friend. Stay cool out there, guys. It is hot. It is one hot tamale week. Stay cool. Get your AC. Get your wet, cold towels and cold compresses. Why can't I say that? Super Galaxy Godstar later, homie. The Hippie Pickle in the house tonight. Oh, Hippie Pickle, I gotta hear about Download Festival. I need more details. Thank you so much. Says, I've been lurking on the night shift, roll on a new job in August. Hell yeah, man. Good luck with your new job. Guys, on fist bump to you. The Bat and the Game Cat. I don't know why every time I see the Bat and the Game Cat's name, I think of that. What is that? Rose. What is that Seal song? Baby, yeah. I don't know why I think that every time. Oh, I'm saying your name is very Batman Forever-y. Wow. For some reason to me.
Wow.
It's not an insult.
You all just get inner working into AJ's brain for a minute there.
Yeah.
Isn't it a spooky place to be?
It's very dysfunctional. Wow. It makes no sense, yet somehow connects all the dots.
Yeah,
Johnny Right Pop.
Hold on. Mad Vegan saying Galaxy Kart updates still coming up to 9 drivers. Is that a thing? Is that real? I mean, why would he be lying? Why would he be lying? Dude, that would make the game practically perfect as far as I'm concerned. That is exciting. I'm gonna look into that. Thank you for the heads up. So exciting.
Chrome to the Dome Colossus wants to know if there's a mop. A broom in Hell Sweeper.
There is in the lobby, like where you're getting ready for your run. There is a broom to sweep up with.
Can you beat people with it? Or demons, I should say. You don't want to beat people, but
you can stick the handle into places that are possibly pleasurable.
You know who likes to stick the handle into places that are possibly